early this week in a pair of high-scoring one-run games. By the way, they also took 2 or 3 from the Dodgers and LA last week. The Cubs have scored a combined 38 runs in their last 4 games against the Dodgers. How good is this team, and how much of a surprise are they this season?
I'm glad you brought this up, because this is where I wanted to go exactly when we started this thing, because the Cubs are a team that we need to take seriously. And it looks like because of the offensive side of things, right? They lost Justin Steele, but what they've done from an offensive standpoint, I don't know if anybody expected that. Even after saying we're going all in, bringing in Kyle Tucker, right? I think the statement was made early this offseason, right?
Great point. Well, that's what Jed Hoyer was saying. I was listening to an interview with him, and he's like, probably not get Juan Soto, but we have to be in on a big-time free agent.
And I'm looking at, that's probably the next biggest one.
He's going to be huge.
Right?
He's going to be huge. Great trade. Yeah, it all makes sense.
I think it'll be a question of whether or not they can extend him, but I'm looking at the pieces now around him, too. Seiya Suzuki's been great. Nico Horner's been great. You've seen Dansby Swanson swing the bat better. Pete Crow Armstrong looking like a young, impactful.
For real.
But he's doing all around the field, too. And I think that's what's special is we knew defensively he was going to be fine. But when you can impact the game now with the bat, with the legs on the bases, defensively as well, I think the Cubs have different elements of ways to beat you.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you saw the same thing, but from a Dodgers perspective, they're not flawless, right?
No. And, I mean, I think we all kind of caught that bug going into the season that the Dodgers are going to be even stronger than they were last season. So we're just like, they're going to be unbeatable. How many games are they going to win? Could it be 116 or even higher? We may have set our sights a little too high. We're proving the Dodgers are actually mortal. In the Cubs, I mean, if you want to talk about a measuring stick, those 2 series were important.
Yes, and I think Craig Counsell also mentioned it too. He almost seemed like he tempered his own expectations. Hey, it's the beginning of the season.
Great point.
We know we're playing good baseball against good teams, but it has to be something consistent for a long period of time. And I think that's what I'm going to try to really notice while watching the Cubs. Is this something that they can do consistently? Because pitching is going to be a big part of it, right?
Yes,
they're going to need the depth in the starting pitching as well as the bullpen. Everything's been pretty good so far. But missing a Justin Steele is a big piece. They will get Javier Assad here pretty soon as well. That should help. But Imanaga, after what we saw last year, he can carry them a long way as well. So
yes, he can.
From a pitching side, more of my concern is there. But offensively, if they're able to keep up scoring 6-7 runs a game, you're talking about one of the better teams in the National League, not just the Central.
38 combined runs against the Dodgers over 4 games. Yeah, that's offense. PCA, I'm convinced it's the dye job. Just
his hair?
That out there. Yeah, it's fun. I like it. Okay, speaking of teams that had an amazing week, the Mets swept the Phillies.
Dodger fans, we might be looking at something big. The Nolan Arenado trade rumors? Yeah, they're back, and this time, they're hotter than ever. With Max Muncy struggling badly, the buzz around Arenado potentially coming home to LA is picking up steam. Could this be the move that pushes the Dodgers over the top in their chase for back-to-back World Series titles? Let's break it all down. Stats, rumors, my honest fan take, and what this would mean for the Dodgers. Make sure you're subscribed and let's jump right in. All right, let's start with the obvious. Max Muncy is struggling big time. At the plate, he's hitting just .167/.283/.231 through 76 at-bats. That's rough. And defensively, 3 errors already this season, and according to StatCast, he's at -1 outs above average. Let's be real, guys. If the Dodgers are serious about winning it all again, we can't ignore this kind of production from our third baseman. Now here's where it gets interesting. Enter Nolan Arenado, a 10x Gold Glover, 8x All-Star, and still producing at a high level. Even on a struggling Cardinals team, he's batting .288, hitting for power, and still flashing elite leather at third. But here's the real kicker. He's a Newport Beach native. And according to MLB insider Bob Nightingale, Arenado wants to be a Dodger. Nightingale said it straight up. Nolan turned down trades to the Astros and the Angels. But if the Dodgers come calling, quote, he'd do cartwheels to play in LA. Come on. Now, of course, there's the money part. Arenado still has a pretty big contract, $27 million per year through 2027. And remember, Muncy signed a 2-year extension before last season. so the Dodgers aren't exactly in a rush to dump him. But if you're trying to win the World Series this year, can you really afford to just wait around for MUNCY to get hot again? That's the big question. If this trade happens, let's be honest, the Dodgers become terrifying. You'd have Arenado at third, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and of course, Shohei Ohtani heating up. That's potentially the most complete lineup in baseball: defense, power, leadership, clutch guys. This move wouldn't just help, it could be the difference between competing and dominating. So now I want to hear from you. Would you pull the trigger on an Arenado trade if it meant saying goodbye to MUNCY? Or do you think MUNCY still deserves more time to bounce back? Drop your takes in the comments below. I'll be reading them all. Don't forget to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the bell so you don't miss a single rumor, update, or lineup change. Let's go Dodgers! This could be the move that brings another ring to Chavez Ravine. Dodger Blue forever. We're not just building a team, we're building a dynasty.